up some.
Okay.
You'll probably get a notification.
Oh, me?
Yeah. And you can share it when it pops up. There we go.
On Facebook, it'll be.
Yeah. It should go right now. You should get one.
What's up, everybody? It's the Life on Life's Terms podcast. I'm Tom Robinson, a grateful recovering addict. And like I always say, we're not affiliated with any 12-step program, but we do endorse them. We benefit from them. All that good stuff.
Yep. Chris Mandeville, and I am a recovered heroin addict. Yeah, we had some technical difficulties. That's why we're a few minutes late. We had it in the wrong hole.
Yeah, well,
we had our cord in the wrong hole.
we always have technical difficulties.
Yep.
It is what it is.
So we are here at a New Way Recovery Center in Quincy, Mass. On Quincy Ave. Lots of resources here, like up to 4 or 5 meetings a day here. You got a woman's nurturing meeting going on right now. You got Dharma recovery tomorrow. All kinds of stuff. They have meditation, you name it. It's all down here. So if you're in the Quincy area, you need some help, need some resources, come on down.
Come on down.
Yeah, the people that work here are great. So tonight we have a friend of mine, Dave. I've watched Dave bounce in and out for a few years. Like it says in the post, he's made all the mistakes that you can make around here. But he's learned from them because he's sitting here with over 2 years today.
There you go. Good stuff.
He did things different this time, and he's going to tell us what he did different this time and what's going on now.
Yeah. First, I want to say thank you for having me, dude. This is pretty cool. I feel like
thanks for coming, brother.
way more
Appreciate
official
it.
than I should. This is cool. Yeah, but no, when you asked me if I'd be interested coming on, dude, I'll never turn something like this down, dude, because it's like part of what I was taught and like what I do now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know, like real quick rundown, dude. Like I grew up in Braintree, and I had a pretty normal life. Father and mother were both there. Not like, dude, I wasn't like battered or beaten or anything crazy like that. My mother was sick with cancer growing up.
Yep.
It's tough.
Yeah, but that was like the craziest it got really as a child. But like unfortunately, because like my mother was sick, it gave me, I don't want to call it an opportunity, but I'm at like a loss for words right now. It gave me the opportunity to get away with like way more than like I should have been able to get away with.
Yeah, because the focus was on your mom.
Yeah, the focus was on her. You know, the woman's diagnosed when I was in preschool, I think, and they gave her
Wow.
Yeah.
What the way we've been seeing things lately, and what attributes to a lot of the people that we come across with addiction is a trauma, which your mom being diagnosed with cancer at preschool would be a significant trauma, although it may not have affected you at that time, but just like growing up with like, okay, now all focus is on my mom.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Definitely different.
Yeah, well, what did you understand at that time that
That's
she
what I
might
was
die?
gonna say. Like, I was so young, I didn't grasp like, the severity of it.
Right,
You know
right.
what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, and
that's
I'm
what I
sure they
figured,
kind of laid it on me a little different because I was in preschool.
Right.
Like, I didn't know she was given a certain amount of time to live, and I didn't know, like, she outlived that. Like, she ended up living, so she was diagnosed when I was in preschool, and she didn't pass away until I was, like, 18. Excuse me.
wow.
So she was, like, in and out of the hospitals, and,
So she got like 13, 14 more
yeah,
years.
she was a
than-
beast.
Yeah.
You know?
Wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and but like, dude, that was like the norm for me. Like, I obviously it was trauma, but at the same time, like, it was all I knew.
Yeah. Right.
You know,
Yeah, well, when she passed away, that was definitely
dude,
trauma.
that was trauma. But like I said, like, so the attention was on her as it should have been, and like,
but that let you slide under the radar.
yeah, dude, I could get away with like a lot
Yeah,
more probably than
absolutely.
like I could have before. You know, and I like, dude, I was always like really insecure growing up. I was bullied a little bit. I'm sure plenty of people get bullied.
Right,
You know, like all these things I'm mentioning, like I don't blame my addiction on. It was just the way I grew up, and very insecure, dude. And I wanted to get in with like a certain crowd of kids who, at the time, like I thought were like cool, But
Right.
like
Yeah.
that was like at a time where I grew up like idolizing like Scarface and like 50 Cent and like
Oh yeah.
you know like all that kind of stuff, dude. I'm like
Ballers.
yeah, dude. I'm like an Eminem era kid.
Yeah,
you
right.
know what I mean? Like I can remember buying Eminem's tapes talking about Vicodin and shit and like hiding them under my pillows from my parents,
Yep,
dude, and them
yep.
being polluted when they would find them.
Yeah.
But easily influenced. You know what I mean? So
Right,
like
right.
I thought the wrong stuff was cool, and dude, I gravitated towards that, and I got in with the wrong guys, and I was a little bit of a late bloomer. But when I did get in with these like certain guys, the same year I took I went to Dare in school, and they're like, drugs are bad, and I believed
Dare,
that.
yeah.
Yeah,
You
right.
know, and
Drugs are bad. And
you drink beer, you're gonna die type stuff. And I had a beer, and nothing happened but fun. And I was
Right,
like,
right.
they're
They
lying.
lie.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
So,
Those motherfuckers.
dude, that year, I'm not even exaggerating, dude. Anything that was put in front of me, I tried. So, like by the end of that year, I ended up with a habit on OxyContin.
So
what
wow,
year was this?
so-
How old were you?
Ooh, like 15 or 16,
Oh
I think.
God.
Wow,
I didn't know, man. Like, if someone had been like, this is synthetic heroin, I probably would have like thought twice about it.
Yeah.
But like all I knew was like I smoked weed, nothing happened. I tried this pill, nothing happened. I
So
tried
it was
that pill.
Yeah, it was a very rapid progression.
Yes, very, very quick. Very
Dude,
quick.
That's
And
rapid.
yeah, so like that was like my that I got caught up in it early, dude. That was like how I grew up. People were like going to like prom and stuff, and I was already going to like programs, dude. Like people
yeah?
were like walking for graduation. I was like
You're
walking
going
in
to
the chow
detox.
line at Bridgewater and stuff, dude.
Stu says,
my
dude, take
God.
your shirt off.
Stu, my man. Later on. Yeah, dude. So like I got into this real early, and I kind of like threw my life away real early, and dude, I got like comfortable like living like that. Not comfortable, but like it just became the norm, dude. Like and like I accepted that as like who I was. Like I was like known as a scumbag, and I was like
That's
I owned that, and like I ran with it.
I
And
believe that's a big part of what happens to us as addicts and alcoholics is we take on an identity.
Yeah.
It's not actually us. We just think of ourselves in a certain way.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it allows you to step the next line and step the next line.
Yeah, dude, and that's exactly, dude. That's so on point, and like that's exactly what happened. And
That's crazy. So in a year.
dude, yeah, it was bad. And so like while all this is going on, dude, like my mother's sick.
Yeah.
So like I'm getting way deeper into addiction and like sliding under the radar, obviously, because like they should have been paying attention to her. And like
and I'm sure with your mother having cancer.
pain pills everywhere.
Exactly. You knew right where I was
Oh,
going,
yeah.
dude. You knew
Everywhere.
right where I was
yeah,
going.
and like there was such an abundance of them, dude, that like at first they didn't notice that. You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah, because she had probably been getting them for years.
Oh, yeah.
And taking them, minimally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And so now there's this surplus in the house.
Yes, there was.
It's just
Yeah,
it
I had the
happens
same
so
type of
much.
experience. Somebody I lived with was dying of cancer, late stages, and I had come back out of turnabout with you actually
Yeah.
to that house, and it was like, what are these Percocets?
And like
right? It was like 10
I
at a time.
don't
Gulp.
blame them. These people are in pain. They're dying of cancer, so they're just like here.
Yeah,
just take
absolutely.
Oh,
these,
yeah,
take
absolutely.
These, take these. Even when it gets to the hospice point, like
And that's
they're like, give her more,
Dude.
give her more, give her more.
This
you know?
guy had 300-count bottles in the house.
yeah.
And he didn't know how many were in there.
No, they don't even know what the stuff is. They just know it helps them feel better.
Right,
You know,
right.
I knew what the stuff was.
Yeah.
And like you said, like when it got to that hospice point, dude, there was everything from like liquid coke. Dude, there was everything. There was
Yeah.
a pharmacy.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
Fentanyl and
all that patches,
Yeah,
all
patches.
that. You know,
Probably lollipops, the whole fucking nine.
Yeah, you name it, it was there, dude. And dude, I took full advantage of that, obviously, like as an active addict, who wouldn't?
Yeah.
And they made their efforts, safes, and I became a safe cracker. You know, and dude, I can like remember like coming home one day from school and like, dude, I'm in high school, man. Like the detox are in my house because like I broke into my mother's safe and like you got to go to detox and.
wow.
Dude, at that point, like, I heard the word detox. I'd never had to go anywhere in my life, dude. So, like, a
Right,
weekend
right.
detox sounded like a Fed bid to me. Like, I was, like, in tears that I had to leave the house for
Yeah,
a week,
right.
you know?
Yeah,
I was
yeah, yeah.
horrified. And then I went to the detox, dude, and it's weird, man. I always think about this. Like, I came out with like a decent head on my shoulders, dude. Like, I wanted to do the right thing, and relapse wasn't on my mind. It was almost like relapse like wasn't allowed. Like, it wasn't like a thing. Right. It hadn't crossed my mind.
But and, there's that powerlessness,
dude.
And that you lost power of choice. Like,
it was so weird, man. Like, my experience with that, the first time I got out of detox was I didn't think about using again. I came home, I found a bag of weed, and I threw it away. I threw it in the trash. And a couple of my friends had gone to detox at the same time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Wow. So when we all got
like,
back to school,
we're all going to detox.
Yeah, dude. And when we got back to school, I can just remember, dude, my boy was like, want to get high? And I was like, we can do that again? Like, it hadn't, like, wasn't, you know what I mean? Like, it hadn't
you
crossed
didn't know
my mind.
anything about anything.
Yeah, dude. So I was like, yeah, you know?
Yeah.
And, dude, so the cycle continued.
Bradley, what's the tightest shirt I have for the podcast?
Hey,
babe, can I borrow one of your shirts?
I hate him so much, dude. I hate him so much. I hate you. Where's the camera? I hate you. Yeah, dude. So, like, that, that's what it was, dude. It was just like, you know, it turned into a cycle of in and out. And, like, dude, like, I was talking, like, when I went to the Brook the other night to speak, man, like, I was talking, dude, my thinking was, like, so warped, dude, that, like, I couldn't notice it was warped. Like, my mother, you know, by the time my mother passes away, I had already moved to the needle and using heroin.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I was, like, 18. Shooting dope in, like, the bathroom stalls at school and stuff. And,
that's so crazy.
Yeah, it was nuts, man. And, like, my father had to find out from, like, my teachers seeing my marks and, like, calling him and being like, dude, we think your son's up to no good.
Yeah.
You know, my mother had just passed away. So, like, me being, like, the selfish little prick that I was, I didn't, like, think about, like, how my father felt. Like, dude, my father just lost, like, his wife, high school sweetheart, dude. They were together from high school. So he just lost his wife, right? And now he's got, like, this savage son running around, like, breaking into safes and, like, shooting heroin and stuff, dude. Like, I can remember, man, like, I got hemmed up. I don't even, like, remember what it was for, but it made the papers. And, like, dude, my poor father, man, he got, like, something, like, dropped in his mailbox. And he didn't show me it until a while later, dude, but someone left, like, an anonymous note in his mailbox, like, what kind of father has a drug dealer for a son? Dude, I wasn't dealing drugs, man. I was just copping them, dude. I didn't have the discipline to deal drugs.
Exactly.
But nonetheless, man, like, my father was, like, taking heat. And obviously, like, his own feelings, dude, like, losing my mother and then, like, having me, like, doing what I was doing, like, dude, I can't imagine, like, how he must have felt at that current time, man. And it never crossed my mind once. Same with my sister. Like, I got a little sister who's, like, dude, not even a freshman in high school, like, a little kid in, like, middle school, like, walking in on her brother, like, with a group of kids, like, with needles in their arms in, like, the kitchen. Like, it was normal. And, like, I didn't think, like, how she must have felt losing her mother and then, like, her brother being, like, a scumbag junkie.
There's a trauma for her.
Yeah, so a lot of it, dude.
Right.
And
do you think you've forgiven yourself for that?
I don't know, man. I don't know, dude. I don't know how to answer that, to be honest with you. I think so. But
you need to forgive yourself for that. I mean, you were a kid. You know what I mean? And then you were taken by something that's so powerful. Not many people can do anything about it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, man.
You got to make
it
amends.
happened to so many people.
You still did it. You got to make amends, but obviously,
yeah.
You don't need to hate yourself.
Dude, it's weird, man. Like, I don't hate myself for it. It's like, in a way, I'm just grateful I can see it now. You know what I mean? Because, like I said, man, I was so delusional I couldn't see that kind of stuff. So, like, I have gratitude that, like, I'm able to, like, look at things from that point of view now, because I couldn't. And that was, like, the whole issue. Like,
being self-aware.
Yeah, man. That was, like, a big issue with, like, in my entire life, like, in addiction, just, like, in my life in general, was just, like, I was so self-centered, dude. Like, I just didn't care. And, dude, things went on like that for, like, a long, long, long time. And
That's us.
Yeah.
Selfish self-centeredness.
Yeah. And I just couldn't see it, like, even if I wanted to. And anyone who tried to help, dude, I just took full advantage of that. Like, my poor grandmother, man, like, she held me down, dude. Like, I'm talking, like, now I'm involved with the courts and, like, ankle bracelets and, like, going to do bids and stuff. And, like, the whole time, like, my grandmother was like, you know, my father went to learn to cope, dude. Like, he did the right thing. Like, he didn't enable me. And, like, I'm not mad at him for that, dude, because if he hadn't done that, I probably wouldn't be where I am today.
Right.
My grandmother's older, though. She don't know. Well, she didn't know. She didn't know about enabling and stuff, dude.
Yeah.
Like, she's like an Italian grandmother, dude. Like, she just wants to, like, see her grandson okay.
Mm-hmm.
Especially after my mother passed away. It was my mother's mother. So she loses her daughter, and then like.
So now she's gonna step up and
Yeah, you know. So she looked out for me, and she looked out for me in her own way, and dude, that brought so much trauma to her too. Like me cutting my ankle bracelet off, and like.
Oh, did you really?
Twice, dude.
Yeah, so
Twice,
5-0's
man.
like on the
Yeah,
scene.
like 16 cop cruises. I'm
no.
watching from the woods. Like, there's dogs, and they're chasing me with a drone. And like,
Holy
dude, it was nuts, dude. It was like nuts, dude.
Wow.
It was crazy. I got away too. They called me the next day, anyways. But
Yeah.
it was cool when I got away at first. But like, dude, my poor grandmother, man. Like, my grandfather, right, dude. Like, he can't even get off the couch. He's an older guy. He's in rough shape. He's got COPD. Collects like Civil War stuff, World War stuff. So you know, up in the attic, he's got like all sorts of like muskets and like swords and stuff like that. The guy had a gun that he didn't know still worked. Like there must have still been a firing pin in it. So and I was living up in the attic. So when the cops came in, they took the gun and like they were talking about like pressing firearm charges on like my grandparents, dude, because of me, because of stuff I did, and didn't care. You know what I mean? Just didn't care. Dude, it went on like that, and like the courts, the ankle brace, dude. I just got like so sad. I can't really give you like a final straw for me, other than I can tell you that, dude, I got so sick of just like going to jail and like going to programs, dude. And I had always heard people talk about like the drugs stop working, and I thought that was just like another like AA cliche. Yeah. Like I didn't think the drugs physically stopped working, and I happened to have like an income that made me able to buy as much drugs as I want, and dude, the drugs physically stopped working. Like and this was when fentanyl hit the streets and like habits work differently and all that stuff, dude. And dude, like I'm not one of those guys who's gonna say like I shot keys and stuff, but the last day out there, I did a lot of fentanyl, more so than I think most people will do. And dude, I was just paying money not to be sick anymore. I wasn't getting high. I physically couldn't get high, dude, and that's a dark place to be. I had been homeless, I had been locked up, like I had been like all those other places, but I had never been free with a pocket full of money and a pocket full of drugs and unable to get myself to where I wanted to be.
Right. Well, I think it's you're probably physically high, but you're just mentally not enjoying the high.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know what it was, dude.
I mean, obviously you got a high tolerance.
Yeah, but you got those feelings that
you still
no longer you can stuff them.
Exactly, that
so
impending
many
doom feeling and the unhappiness, discontent, and it's you're not getting that warm and fuzzy and happy.
No.
And I don't care about anything anymore,
right?
Like it used to be.
Yeah,
that's
just
the
not
jumping off
oblivion
point
is no longer a fucking thing.
Yeah,
not an option.
And like
That's
I'm not the drug addict who like gets high and like runs around and cleans. Like I see some of those people. Like,
Yeah, right.
Clean.
Yeah,
I'm
Shout out
the
to Liz.
guy that I don't want to be. Like I want to be unconscious, and that says a lot about like what my mental state was then. Like the only time I was content was when I wasn't able to think at all. When I was in a knot, that was the only time I was happy.
Yeah, because all that fucking noise was fucking not going on.
Quieted the noise. That's right.
Dude, dark place to be, dude. It sucked, man, and like I'll never forget that. And finally, dude, like I was just so beat up. I had cut my ankle bracelet off again. I was like, fuck, dude, I'm going back to jail. Like. This is horrible. They had caught me at OCC with like the fake dick thing, like the holds the piss, the Wizinator.
The Wizinator.
Yeah, dude. Like they had me up with that,
my
like
God.
with the fake dick, and like they were like, pull down your pants, and I'm like, no. And, like it was like a big
Talk about
dude.
talk
crazy.
about
Incomprehensible.
incomprehensible
Oh my God,
demoralization.
Dude. Like, it's fucking horrible, dude.
Sorry.
And
Oh my God.
dude, I was just like so beaten down. Dude, and so
No, it's real. That's mine.
Yeah.
I go to detox, dude, right? So I got warrants. I cut my bracelet off. I go to detox one more time. I go in there high. Like I had like a, I don't know. I managed to get high for once before I got in there. I was too high, dude, because I had like been doing the spin drive, so my habit died down a little bit, and they made me go to the hospital, and I was pissed, dude, that I couldn't enjoy my high. And when I got back to the detox, I called my grandmother. And I'm like, come get me. And she's like, even she had enough. She's like, absolutely not. And I'm like, come get me. I'll turn myself in. Like, calling her bluff. I just wanted to ride out of there. Dude, she came and got me. And, like, she wasn't playing that time. And she was, like, whipping me to the Braintree police station. And the whole time, I'm like, Nana, no. No, Nana. Please, Nana, no.
What do you do? Why are you turning here?
Oh, dude. And she wasn't playing, man. She was sick of it, too. And she was pulling into the police parking lot. And I did a tuck and roll out of the moving car.
Wow.
And I dipped out into the woods, and the poor lady popped her tires because she was startled when I psychotically jumped out of her car. And I took off into the woods again. And, dude, I ran. My phone died. I'm not, dude, I was on everything I love. This is a true story, dude. So I run, I duck out of the police station. Anyone knows Braintree knows the police station's right next to, like, the Rotary. And, like, there's the woods on the side there that run along the highway. I dip out into those woods, dude. I'm running. My phone dies. So I can't call anyone for any. Not that anyone would have helped anyways, but, like, you know, wishful thinking. Dude, I step in this puddle of mud, and I'm like, shit. And I'm like, whatever, I'll just keep going. So I swear to God, I take another step. All of a sudden, dude, I'm in mud up to my chest. I'm on everything I love. So I'm sitting here stuck in this, like, oil. It had, like, car oil and, like.
Yeah, you can see the rainbow
dude,
on top.
Dude. It was disgusting. And I could not get myself out. And I was just like, dude, I'm going to die in a puddle of mud. I was like, this is really how it's going to end right now. I'm like, this is insane. And I just gave up. I just, like, didn't even care. And, like, somehow I managed to, like, float to the top. So now I'm covered in mud. I'm dope sick, looking like a lunatic. There's mud all over my face. I stink like the swamp, and I'm on foot.
Wow.
I'm like running through people's backyards and like ducking the cops. I ran all the way across Braintree, all the way to the other side, the Randolph line, which is where my grandmother lives. Go to my grandmother's. I knock on her door, and she opens the door, and she just looks at me, even though she was just trying to turn me in. She looks at me, and she's just like, come inside.
Wow.
So I go inside, and that was the night that I reached out to Smartass making the shirt comments there.
Yeah, he says I love puppies.
Oh my God, dude. So I called him of all people.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, I need help, man. And dude, that was like the first time like where I was just like, dude, I'm not making any decisions because every decision I make is wrong. Yeah. And I like threw my hands up and I did what he told me and what a couple other people told me. And I was like, I wanted to go back to the Plymouth House. I don't know why, because I had been to the Plymouth House.
New Hampshire.
Yeah, and didn't go well for me up there because of things I did. Right. But I wanted to go back just because, like, I don't like things I don't know. And they're like, yeah, you're not going to the Plymouth House. You're going to the Brook Retreat. And I'm like, I heard the Brook Retreat's 6 months. I don't want to dedicate that much of my life to anything.
Right,
I heard it's in the woods. I don't want to be in the woods. I've had enough woods. Like, I didn't want to go, but I threw my hands up and I went, dude, and it was, like, the best decision I have ever made in my life. Dude, and I go out there, and good dude, like, covered in poison ivy from like running through the woods from the cops and dude, these guys will tell you, man, like scratches all up and down my legs, long crazy like Seth Rogen crazy hair, and you know, like a nice shade of gray.
Oh yeah, nice alien gray.
Yeah, and and I had heard like they were like,
your hair was gray.
No, my skin was gray.
Skin.
Oh, skin.
I was in
right.
rough shape, dude. My hair was probably gray too for all I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I was like, how's that work?
Dude, so like when I go out there, all the clients were like, dude, these guys are like real serious. Like, just be ready for them to like torture you. You know what I mean? And I'm like, oh, great.
Is that what
dude.
it was like?
No, dude, it wasn't like that. And I don't know if it's because like these guys saw how beat up I was mentally already and physically, but like. They didn't do like all the ball bust and break down your ego type stuff for me. I think they saw that they didn't have to at that point. I think they saw that it was already broken, man. Right. I was a broken.
And that's the thing, like people end up in places like that at different stages of their thing. Like, dude, when I got arrested and went to fucking jail, I didn't know shit about nothing. Like, I didn't know anything about AA treatment. I was just done.
Yeah,
I was so done. Like. It talks about I was badly mangled. And I just gave up. Like I can't go back to that. And that's how I ended up in treatment at Turnabout. And
that's what you got to be. Dude.
Yeah. You very rarely does this work before you're done.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Very rarely. You got any type of reservation?
Yeah.
You think that you can get high one last time? Go fucking do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And get done.
I agree, dude. 100%,
get done,
man.
Because
that's all good, and that's the way was advice for many generations. But now you go ahead and do it one more last time. Just go out there and die.
Yeah, that's the thing.
They
like
die.
then I could.
Yeah.
Now, no way.
Yeah.
Like one last time.
Anymore,
I can remember being in the house and people were like, "Get the fuck out! You want to get high again?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're wasting good get high time. Go.
Yeah. Or you're wasting a bed for someone that doesn't want to get high.
Well, that
someone
still
that
is
wants
true.
to save their life.
That still is true, but unfortunately, with the fentanyl and shit, it's
it's a whole different world out there now.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like back then I could go out and get a couple bags.
Yeah, that ain't the
you know,
option anymore. It's like Russian roulette now,
exactly.
dude. Yeah.
People, so many people that I know have passed away.
Dude,
like,
it's nuts.
insane.
It's nuts,
There was
man.
a good podcast on the Rogan podcast with this guy who did a deep dive on the fentanyl situation. And I guess it's being made, the precursors of it are being made in China.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
And they're bringing it here, and then they mix it together, and
then
it's
they
fentanyl.
assemble it all.
Mhm.
Because even China is like outlawing the shit.
Dude,
Yeah,
they
they-
just
they-
cracked down.
Yeah,
January
China's
1st,
like,
they just
no-
dropped a big law on all
No
that export
more.
stuff.
You can't make. So what they do is they tweak it a little bit,
Right.
and then it's no longer
It's like
that
it's like
material.
a-
now it's something else.
There's always going to be something.
It's like
man. It's
an
inevitable.
arms race,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah, it's fucking bananas.
It's inevitable, dude.
Like, as long as people want to make money,
they'll find a
they'll
way.
find a way.
Yeah. It
You know?
sucks, dude. It's so dangerous now. And it's like, dude, like when you like take a step, well, for me anyways, like when I took a step back from it and was like a little bit removed from it, I'm like, and I think back, I'm like, dude, I'm like, you, like, even if you don't die, like, dude, that with the fentanyl, there's such like a fine line between like not high at all and dead.
Right.
That it's like
right.
damn near impossible to hit that spot you're looking for. You either don't get high enough or you die.
And the thing
Right.
is, like, they've engineered it so you don't stay high.
Yup.
So you have to keep doing more and more. Like,
Yeah,
these
that's so
people ain't
fucked up.
fucking stupid.
No, they know
Yeah.
exactly what they're doing.
They're scientists, and they're like, all right. So this is. They just know what the fuck
Yeah.
they're doing.
Yeah, it's a whole
chemists.
nother ball game out there now, man. It's not the same as it used to be. You
Yeah.
can't just go out and get high and hit detox anymore. And like, dude, that's like a big thing for me too. It's like what you were saying, like with taking the beds from other people.
Yeah.
Dude, I was at the Brook on a scholarship, and like for some reason that like sat big with me too, because I don't come from money. Like I didn't have anyone to put up that kind of money.
Yeah.
So that was like big on my mind when I was there. Like someone else was paying for me to go through there, and
Huh.
also just like the fact that you can't get high, like dude, that one time like kills you down, man. And like I did what those guys told me. I didn't do it perfectly. I don't do it perfectly
No,
now.
Probably nobody ever did it perfectly. Ever, you know?
I do it
If they
far
are-
from perfectly, you know.
And if they say they are, then I fucking call shenanigans.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
But like I do know that like what those guys taught me, something clicked. You know what I mean? Because I couldn't not get high.
Well, what was it like? Was it it's a 12-step house?
It was it's a 12-step house. Dude, it was funny, man, because like it's a group setting normally. So like they have a 30-day restriction there where like they'll take you through the book and all that stuff. And so you're supposed to be on restriction with other people. Like a couple new clients come in at a time.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's kind of like buddy system. type
Yeah,
deal.
so one of the guys came and picked me up personally in his car from Detox and brought me down to the Brook, and I'm the only one on restriction there. So like, there's nobody in this giant house except for me and these three guys running the house, and I'm like looking around, and I'm sick, and there's no one to talk to, and I'm like, where is everybody? And they're
Oh,
like,
you were
oh,
still detoxing?
dude, I was kicking like a bastard when I got in there, dude. I didn't sleep for like a month. It sucked.
That's the way I was too.
Yeah, dude, it was rough, man. But I'm like, dude, where is everyone? You know what I mean? And they're like, oh, wow, they're off restriction. They're at work, or they're doing this, or they're doing that. And I can't remember which one of them it was, dude. But one of them like pulled me aside and was like, yeah, Jimmy Bradley warned us about you.
Yeah.
And he was like, we only bring like one kid like you in at a time. And I was like, what the fuck?
What do you mean, kid like
Yeah, I
me?
was like, what the fuck
fuck
does
are you
that
talking
mean,
about?
dude?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And dude, like, so I sat like alone. They didn't bring anyone else new in with me for like a while, dude. I think 3 weeks passed before they brought anyone else in. So like all the groups that like normally you would be getting like done in a group session, I got all one-on-one treatment with these guys, like
Yeah.
face to
Wow.
face across the table for like 3 weeks. And dude, they were just really good, man. Like they translated it well for me, and I could see they meant it, dude. Like I said, like all these guys were saying how they were gonna torture me and point out this insecurity and do that, and like there was none of that, dude. Like I could see these guys like just generally wanted to help me, man. And like I respected that, dude, because like I did not know what to do for myself. So I listened, dude. Like I listened for the first time, and the thing was with me, dude, is like I was so fucked up that like I'm still fucked up now. And this is like the better version of me. So I was like extra fucked up back then. And like,
well,
dude,
when you're
I
not
could.
sleeping, it's tough too because it
Yeah.
makes even more of a raw nerve. When I was in with you, I came off the street and
Yeah.
I was detoxing
dude,
big
fuck
time.
that.
Everybody knew it.
Yeah.
I was sitting in group like.
Yeah, that's exactly dude. That's where I was. And
Oh.
everybody, hey, buffalo chicken, mac and cheese for the first dinner, dude. Dope sick. I was like,
What?
kill me, dude. It was brutal. It was fucking brutal. But dude, like I was saying, man, like I was like, dude, like I was so fucked up, dude, that like going through the book and like doing the stuff that like, you know, is generally given out to you in AA or whatever recovery program you're doing to like help yourself, dude. Like, dude, that was like far beyond my league, dude. Like I
Yeah,
couldn't do
yeah.
that kind of shit. Like I was the kid who was like sucker punching people outside of meetings when I was sober. Like I did a lot of like stupid shit, even sober, dude. Like I was
Yeah.
like really, really fucked up. And dude, so like I had to, and this is what these guys taught me, dude. And I'll never forget some of this shit, dude, because I still do it today. Like I had to start with like real simple shit, dude. Like,
Learning how to live.
dude, like put it like when I would go to Stop and Shop, like putting the shopping cart away when I
Yeah,
was done.
yeah.
Or like if
All
someone else left their shopping cart out, man, like going across the lot, taking a little bit of time out of my day to make someone else's day easier. Now, so someone else doesn't have to get that cart anymore. You know what I mean? Dude, that was like the kind of stuff I had to
Like
start with.
basics,
like, baby,
the-
yeah,
the
dude.
serious
like
basics.
shutting lights off when you left rooms and like
Yeah.
lifting up and putting back down a toilet seat. Like, dude,
Yes.
that making my bed. Like, dude, like that was shit that I needed to relearn. And
You know what? That gives you a little bit of a tiny bit of the beginnings of respect for yourself.
yeah,
And the more little things like that you do, the more you think of yourself as someone who does stuff like that.
yeah,
right,
man,
right. And then you start thinking of yourself less.
dude,
You know.
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, that too. Get out of yourself a
Yeah.
little bit.
Because like, all right, I'm gonna. I know this dude has to come out and pick up all these fucking
Exactly,
carriages.
dude.
Right.
Exactly,
Let me just
bro.
throw a couple extra in there.
Yeah.
you know?
Exactly, dude. And
Eventually
that
you
was
get
where
to
it had
that
to
place.
start with me.
Or
man.
or you go somewhere and fucking they give you too much change or whatever.
yeah,
You know,
you're
back
honest
in the
about
day,
it.
you'd be like,
fucking
nice.
score, yeah.
and or like I still do it. Like, hey, you didn't charge me for that turbo shot.
Yeah, I do that too.
Oh,
I just got
don't
beat
worry
for a
about it.
turbo shot.
Okay, I just know that I fucking owned up to it.
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
Right.
So
Dude, and that was, yeah, man, that stuff was like really, really, really big for me, dude. Because I had been through the actual work of the steps before
Yeah,
quite a
I mean,
few
you-
times, dude.
Plymouth House. So
Yeah, dude. So I needed like something extra, dude. And like those like things were like big, man.
and that's the thing. Like you can go through this work, but if you still don't know how to live,
yeah,
Mm.
it's not, dude. The
Yeah.
work. I felt like I looked at the work like a like an instruction manual or something, dude. Like I was like, if I read this book and then do these steps and then read it to someone else, like everything's gonna be all right, dude.
Right.
And that's not, well, for me anyways, that wasn't the way it worked. Like that wasn't how it worked, dude. Like I had to like really have like a mind and spirit changing experience. Like I'd have my mind like tweaked and like reopened, dude.
Yeah,
like,
they talk about it being a brainwashing program. I needed my fucking brainwash.
fucking absolutely, dude.
You
I
know,
still need a little bit of cleaning up.
Yeah,
there, dude.
yeah.
You
You still
need
gotta
a-
buff it up every once in a while.
You
but
need a spiritual experience in the
Yeah.
form of a dramatic or whatever psychic change.
Yeah.
yeah,
Right. And I believe I went through that type of thing in Turnabout. I mean, I was broken. And they really broke me. You know what I mean?
Right.
I went in there
Right.
the second time, not the time I went after I went with you. And, man, it was no joke. People were mean.
Oh yeah, that
I
place
mean,
is serious.
mean. And they were there. I was like, trying to still puff up my ego somehow because I was afraid of like just letting it all go. And they fucking ripped it out of me.
Oh, yeah,
and I
dude.
was like, yeah, that's and then I was like, all right. So I left everything behind, like a lot of my stuff that I liked, like playing music and everything
Right.
that I was.
what you
And I
what
even-
you considered your identity.
yeah, what I considered my identity. So I flipped, I changed, I went to something new for a while. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I did. I learned life skills and
Yeah.
shit like that.
Yeah,
I
just
mean, that's
That was
a
my
key
second
component.
choice of where to go, dude. If I didn't get to the Brook, dude, I was gonna stay because I was in that building for detox. I almost went to
South
Turnabout,
Weymouth?
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was like, I heard that, and
but
I
that's the
figured
thing.
That's what I
it's-
needed.
It's a little different
changed
now,
a
yeah.
lot.
Oh, yeah.
Because when we were there, it was out
In
next to
Hingham.
Stop and Shop in Hingham.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't even want to go there.
Yeah,
that
I've
got
heard.
sold.
Dude,
they
I've
moved
heard.
it over to across from Social Hospital.
And it's a different
And
program.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a different program.
Yeah.
Like we had to earn or ask for everything that we had.
That's
Anything in that house, there was a crew of guys that got on the phone and made cold calls. How you doing? My name is so-and-so. I'm from here. Would you like to make a donation to this house?
Oh,
Like
shit.
shit paper, shampoo, fucking
Yeah, everything.
like, and
Yeah,
like
it's
the
humbling,
food,
dude.
the food, we were all on food stamps. The card went to them. The distributor that they worked with took them, and there was a kitchen crew, there was a maintenance crew, a housekeeping
Yeah.
crew. Like we took care of the
Yeah,
house,
we did everything,
and
yeah.
and it gave everybody in there a
Purpose.
sense of accountability, a sense of purpose.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Dude,
and
that's
the
so
thing,
big,
like
dude.
you find a purpose.
That's
And you
so
find
big, man.
then you pride in your recovery house, and
Yeah.
pride in your
Like I always wanted to go back there and help other guys because
Yeah.
of what that place fucking did for me.
Absolutely,
You know?
dude.
And
Yep.
and then it got to a point where the upper management stepped in and fucking
Yeah, it's different, man.
Got it.
all right.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
They went we went they went to the new place, right? And I go in there, you know, just plug in, check out the guys, see how things are going. And I walk into the front lobby, right? And in the other house, if something needed to be done, you plugged in and you did it.
Yeah.
So I'm in the lobby, the phone's ringing. There's no one down there. Good evening, Project Turnabout. Chris speaking, may I help you? Who the fuck is this? I'm like, Chris Mandeville, alumni. Who's this? And they're like, my name is so-and-so. I'm the director of that program. I'm like, oh. He's like, why are you fucking answering the phone? It was ringing. I'm like, what do you mean?
Fair. It's valid,
and
dude.
like he snapped, go get so-and-so, blah, blah, blah. But then like 3 or 4 days later, I got a phone call. He's like, listen, I want to apologize.
That's cool.
I
man.
know how that's how that place was run before. These guys need to see people like you that the program worked for them and blah blah blah. But it was like, whoa,
Yeah, a little
you know,
aggressive,
and it
dude.
kind of like left
Yeah,
a sour
turned you
taste in
off
my
a little
mouth.
bit,
You know,
absolutely.
Yeah.
I had my experiences there, man. Like I was like going there and taking guys through the book, and I spent a lot. I didn't go through that program, but I did like a lot of volunteering there. And I spent
Yeah,
a lot of time there. Definitely not how it was when you guys
Oh,
were there.
no,
Like
no.
I can say that
Right.
I haven't even been through it.
right? Like you had to earn a pass. Like
Yeah, I didn't like that
it
no
was-
more.
we got. I'd leave on Friday night and come back Sunday night.
Right.
Yeah,
You know, but I
Yeah.
had to have everything written down what I was gonna do, and if they
Yeah.
checked on me and I wasn't there,
you were fucked.
you
yeah.
gotta go.
Right.
You know.
It's funny, man. Like so like, dude, like I was like working with a lot of guys there, and that's like, dude, that was like a big change, in my story too. Well, that and like a couple other things, man. Like I took a few guys through the book there, and like, I'm mad at them, dude, because I've done all the same shit. Like, you know, they were telling me they were sober when they wasn't. I'm sitting down
Yeah.
reading them books when they're high, and
Yep.
listening to four
Yeah.
steps, like sitting in a room for 8 hours and listening to someone babble and finding out they weren't even fucking sober. And I've done it, dude, so I can't be
right,
mad.
Right.
But at the
Oh,
same time,
boy,
I was
yeah.
like, I left a little bit of a sour taste in my mouth.
But
I
that's the
get
thing.
it.
It's
I get
but it
it.
worked for you. Like you were
Yes.
doing what your purpose was
Yeah.
in that situation. You
Well,
know.
What
Well, you
happened?
live and learn, man. You live
Yeah,
learn.
and like,
It is
dude,
it
like
is.
what happened with that was like, that was a big turning point for me, like in this whole thing, dude, because like, that was when I started like, remember how I was like saying like the shopping carts and like a little bit extra, dude, like,
yeah.
so when I was in the Brook, dude, I read, A Road Less Traveled by Dr. Scott Peck, dude.
Mhm.
Book is an absolute game changer, bro.
Oh, yeah?
If you haven't read it, dude, like,
No, I never
read
read
it. Dude, it's a game changer. And dude, he's like a psychologist, dude, but he's got a spiritual approach to it.
Mm.
What's the road less traveled?
A Road Less Traveled
Road
by
Less
Dr.
Traveled?
Scott Peck. It's a very popular book.
It's a poem by Robert Frost.
Yeah, it is. I got a lot out of that though, man. Like, dude, even like, dude, like certain things from that book stuck out, dude. Like the way he defined love, man. Like his definition of love, like wasn't like I love you, right? Like that. It wasn't like that. Like he defined love not as a feeling, but like as an action, dude.
Yeah, it's
and
an
like
action, yeah.
love is like the way he defined love was extending oneself to further another's spiritual growth. So like.
Wow.
I like
That's
that,
pretty cool.
dude. Like, dude, and he had a lot of stuff like that. And he compared it to, like, you know, you got a car you love. What do you do with that car? You wash the car, you buff it, you do the tune-ups, like all that kind of shit. Like, That was like his definition of. So at the same time, I was going through a book, working it with the guys at Turnabout, and going through the Brook and all that. Like I was reading that book, which was like, I got a lot out of that book. Dude, and I noticed I got so much out of that book that like I started veering off like the normal path of AA. And I started trying to like find different shit to do in different ways to help rather than just like repetitively sitting down, because like I'm the type of guy, dude, the same thing gets old to me.
Well, you have to find the things that are taking you to grow.
Yeah.
It's all about spiritual growth, right?
Right.
Yes.
That's I had a similar experience. Like I started getting into different self-help type things. 7 Habits of Highly Effective People was a big one with me. And you know, I'm Christian and the Bible and going to church and stuff, which I haven't done in a long time.
You need to feed your spirit, and
whatever
like,
does that.
right.
Yeah.
It's not going to be the same for everybody.
Man.
Some people,
Right.
that's their passion, that's their love. They want to sit down and they want to do that with other people.
Yeah.
But that's not
wasn't
going to be
my-
for everybody.
no, that wasn't
that's
my
not going to be
case,
for
dude.
everybody. You know, like you once you find purpose, and you know, like I said earlier, that song that Slane dropped, that video, you know, do what you love. Like once you're doing something that you love, it's a whole different world.
Yeah, dude.
you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And like I love doing
can
this.
imagine.
Like this carries me. Like I my most precious commodity is time, and like I get the most impact for the time that I put into this.
Yeah.
You know
The
what I mean?
podcast.
Like the
Like
podcast.
this is
Me
like
too.
shit like this. Like this
It's
is
so
cool, man.
fantastic.
You know,
This is awesome.
because
I
like
agree.
it's not going to be over right now. Like someone could click on this tomorrow and see this.
That's right.
Or next week or 2 years from now.
It's just
you know?
it's different, man. It's something different. It's cool, and it's like this is the shit I love, which is why I was like gassed when you asked me to come on here, dude. Because like, dude, like I do shit different, man. Like there's a lot of things like I was taught that, like, I'll be honest, dude, not from the Brook guy. I pretty much agree with almost everything those dudes said to me, but well, no, there was some shit I disagree with, whatever. But like, dude, like moral compass, dude, like that is big for me, dude, because like this dude over here will tell you gambling is wrong, right? I'm not a gambler, so like that's not my thing. I just don't like gambling, but like I don't necessarily think it's wrong.
Right.
You know what I mean?
If
That's
it's
a
wrong
human
for you,
opinion. Yeah, it can be wrong for some people, not for others.
then it's
but
wrong. If it's not
nonetheless,
wrong
it's a
for you-
human opinion, right? Or like this guy over here will say like juicing is wrong, or you know whatever, dude. Like there's like there's a man. There's my point being for me how I look at things is there's man-made opinions. Like
Oh, absolutely.
your sponsor told you something that his sponsor told him that his sponsor told him, but like that came from a man.
Right.
So like when I was getting a lot of shit shoveled on me from certain like places and stuff, like people telling me I was doing certain things wrong, I'm like, why? Because you said so?
Right. Right.
And like what it came down to for me was like following my moral compass, which I finally had one after I went through the book and went through the Brook. Like I wasn't calloused anymore, so I could feel. And it's like
That's an
That-
interesting way to put it.
gross feeling, dude, you get like if you're gonna like cheat on your girl.
That's the-
or like some fuck, you know what I mean? like that
I've been
pit in your
saying this
stomach,
for
dude.
years.
Like
if
that
you
fucked
have to
up feeling.
fucking think for a half a second that it's wrong, it's fucking wrong.
Yeah, man.
But if you go to do something and you feel okay with it,
Exactly.
like,
That's
and,
right.
and you're not like directly hurting anybody, and like, listen, there's not one way to do this fucking shit. You know
Dude.
what I mean? And things have changed. Like the effect that, like, I trust and believe, like, a 12-step program is fucking amazing.
Fact.
Like,
Yeah.
almost everything in recovery is stemmed off of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
But personally, people need to grow, and they need to do things that make them feel good and feed their spirit. And if they can help
Yes.
other people
Yeah.
by doing that same thing without hurting anybody, then, you know,
Yeah.
who the fuck am I to say anything? You know,
Right.
like, do I want to see people on medication? No,
No.
but I ain't a fucking doctor. I can't tell you not to take your medication.
yeah,
but
I don't know everything.
I've said this before. If you
But-
manipulated that script 10 years ago, why the fuck are you on it now?
Yeah.
You
Right,
don't need
that's
it.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's like moral compass shit. Dude. Like,
Yeah.
if you did something like that, you'll feel it, man.
Right. Those
And-
that fucking little
Dude,
voice
that
comes
just
back.
feeling, dude.
Well, I
like,
think
and
you
yeah,
have to
God,
you have
man.
to develop the moral compass somehow.
Yeah.
That's the thing, because
Right.
you can justify, especially as an active addict, you can
True.
justify yourself into
Yeah, you get
killing
calloused,
people. You know what I
dude.
mean?
Yeah,
Anything.
calloused.
Right.
But you have to develop that moral compass,
Yeah.
and when you do, it's valuable.
Dude, it's huge.
You know,
that's
and
what gets me through, man. Like that, among a few other things, like gets me through. Like I just try to follow that moral compass, dude. I still, I'm religious as well, like you were saying, dude. Like I hit my knees, so I make sure that like
Yeah,
there's
me
certain
too.
things, dude, like I held on to, and there's certain things like I didn't hold on to, but what I'm doing works for me.
Right.
I tried. I fell back a little bit, dude. Like, don't get me wrong. If anyone ever like asks me for help, I will help them. Like
Right.
different ways. Like, I'm not gonna come give you money,
Right.
but I'll come drive you to detox. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So I moved this buddy of mine in. I rent him a room, and he had just finished a halfway house. He was doing really well. He started shipping, dude, and like I saw it.
Yeah.
I saw what was going on, and I tried working with him, dude. And I in all reality, dude, I enabled him to keep going, dude, because I should have put my foot down when I knew, again, with that moral compass, when I should have put my foot down, and I didn't, dude. And I'm saying, dude, this is your last chance. This is your last chance. This is your last chance. And he's like, I know. I'm going to detox. I'm going to detox in 2 days. I said, listen, man, I know how it is, dude. Like, when you're caught up in that, you're going to get high. Like, I'm not going to talk you out of it, and I know that. I said, just don't bring it in the house. Please don't bring drugs into my house. This is all I ask. Like, just do it. If you're really going to do it somewhere else. Please, do it in your car. Just don't do it here. Addicts don't listen. I didn't listen either.
No,
And unfortunately,
nobody's
dude,
gonna
like, he
listen.
didn't get to go to detox in 2 days because, like, I walked in his room 2 days later, and I found him fucking dead, dude.
Oh.
And he had been dead. I'd found bodies before that,
My God.
but he had been dead for like 16 hours in like a fucked up position. So it was like a fucked up scene, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh.
still burnt into my head. For those first 3 weeks after that happened, dude, like, really fucked me up, dude. Like,
Yeah,
really,
that's
it fucked
now
me up.
here's another trauma.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
that a fucking writing it down on a piece of paper is
Dude.
not gonna fucking
no,
help.
I
You know
still
what
think
mean?
about it, dude.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, like that month, dude, a lot of shit went through. That was a month I got tested, dude. Like, a lot of shit went wrong that month, man. Like,
Yeah, but what could you have done? What do you do? I mean, what do you do?
There was
you
nothing I
drag
could
them,
do.
drag them to detox.
I should have made him leave, is what I should have done. I should have
Made
said,
him
you can't
leave.
stay here anymore.
Yeah, and the most that would have done was maybe stopped you
got
from
him
seeing,
to his, yeah, and got
maybe
him to his
stopped you
bottom,
from
maybe.
seeing what you saw.
Yeah.
But if he was gonna get high, he was gonna get high no
Yeah.
matter where he was.
Yeah.
Whether he
That's
was
for
in
sure.
the
Yeah,
room in your house.
and I know that,
you
and
know.
I don't blame myself for that. I wish I had told him to leave just because maybe that would have got him to a bottom where he
Right.
said, like, I'll go to detox. Maybe
Right.
not, though. Who knows? What happened. But, like, dude, when that happened, that same month, dude, I got my car smashed by, like, an illegal immigrant. So, like, I couldn't, it was a nightmare trying to get that fixed because, like, there was no license, no papers, all that
right,
stuff.
Right.
My credit card got hacked. My bank account got messed up. My fridge broke. My girlfriend relapsed. Like, it was just like, boom, dude.
Wow.
Like, all at
Right.
once. Like, it was like a fucking nightmare.
Been there.
And I went
Been
through
there.
like from having a full house with my girl there, and my boy, and like chilling all the time with them to like all of a sudden, dude, like she's in treatment, he's fucking dead, and like I'm in this like empty house, dude. Like,
Huh.
what the fuck just
Wow.
happened, man?
Yeah.
And dude, that was like when like I knew like I needed to start reaching out and doing more and like doing something different again and like trying like different things of like finding different purposes, dude. And like, dude, I at the time had two puppies. And like, dude, I just like remember like on those lonely nights, like these two mutts just like being there, always just like there. Dude, that like went really, really far for me, really far. And
Wow.
Because
I'm the
that's
kind-
Interesting.
you know why? Because it's fucking unconditional love.
it is, man.
Yeah.
They don't care what the fuck you're doing.
No, they're there.
They're gonna come
and
up
they're
to you and they're
always
gonna
there.
yeah.
And
And
they're
like that's why I mean,
transparent.
That's why they have therapy animals.
Dude.
They ain't gonna lie either.
Right.
No,
You know,
they don't talk. It's
they
beautiful.
don't talk.
Yeah.
And like I'm the kind of guy, dude. Like I said, dude, there's still some fucking cleaning that needs to go on up here. you know, like I see the abused animals on Facebook and this and that, like all those like twisted posts. And like I'm the kind of guy, like my first thought, dude, is like get the address.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I still get fucking crazy like that, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I've gotten myself into trouble like that before, dude. And that stuck out to me. And like that was like when like I was like, okay, hurting people's like not an option. Like not a good idea. I go to jail. They like it never works out well.
Right.
Don't get me wrong, dude. Like I'll be honest, I still do. When I see some crazy stuff like that, I'll still fantasize about like doing some crazy shit.
Yeah, right.
I can't
right.
control the way I think though. But that was when I decided to like try to take like a different approach to it, and instead of like beating this guy up, I tried to like take a positive approach to it, and I started like a fundraiser for try to give it like a catchy name, like stuffed stockings for strays. And,
Yeah.
you know, I just threw a fundraiser up on Facebook because I didn't know what I was doing, dude. Like that was like the only way I could think of like to help, and it was like, dude, it had such a good turnout, and it got like so much support from people that I was like, I was like moved by it a lot. And dude, that was like when I knew like I like found my niche, dude. Like that for me right now has like become my purpose. And like after that fundraiser like ended, because it was like a Christmas thing, like I didn't want it to end. Like I knew like, all right, dude, so like I took guys through the book. I got relief. I got good feelings. I did a lot of stuff that people told me to like get that relief and get those good feelings. And like I pushed myself enough to become passionate about those things, right? But like this thing with the animals, dude, like it's a natural for me. Like I didn't have to push myself to become passionate about it.
Yeah,
so
wow.
I got this thing, right, where like I can be of service to people and of animals.
Yeah.
It's a purpose for me, and it's passion like right off the rip, dude. Like I never shed a tear after I like. Dude, I loved like sitting across the room from a dude and like seeing the lights go off in his head, like bringing him through the book when like things were like lining up and clicking for him. I always thought that was cool. Like when I saw them relating, I never shed a tear over it though.
Right.
Dude, there were nights, man, with like this animal stuff, dude, like where I would like either see an animal get placed in a new home or like, you know, something work out like that, dude. Like I would cry, man, like a girl, dude. Like,
yeah, but it's good. It's good stuff.
Yeah,
You know what I
dude.
mean?
It was like dude, like I've never felt passion like that about anything in my life. I didn't know passion like that existed, dude. So like for me, this was like, it was like a new thing for me, and
That's fantastic.
I've like kind of like worked my recovery around it at this point, because it's like, dude, I believe like as addicts, man, like we all lack purpose.
Yeah.
I don't like speaking for other people, but I think that's kind of like a valid thing. Like I think we lack purpose when we get into this, and like we need purpose, dude. Like for me, like I'm not the type of guy who's like gonna be content with just like getting up, going to work, coming home, eating dinner, and like going to bed. Like I need more, man. Like I
hear you.
I need to do
The everyday
shit.
mundane.
Yeah, dude. You know
That's
how
what
it is.
started. That's what started this.
Exactly, dude.
I
that's why like I got so fired up about this, dude. Because like
cool.
you guys are like doing what I'm doing, but like in a different way. Like you guys got like your own fucking thing going.
Little thing, because you go to work and you like, it's not the greatest. It's good money, you know.
Yeah.
You know, you make a living. I need something extra that I'm doing.
It's not about
in
the
addition,
money.
you know. That's
Yeah,
not
like
about the money. Yeah.
Out there filling fucking potholes in the city of Quincy is not going to feed my soul.
No.
Well, that's for
It's
sure.
fucking sucking it out of me.
Yeah,
is what it is.
yeah.
But you know,
Pays the bills.
Yeah, exactly. I have to do what I
Yeah,
have to
that's
do in
life.
the meantime, and then you know when I'm not doing that, I can do this. You know, we go to fundraisers.
Yeah.
We broadcast these things live.
This is
You know what I
extra,
mean?
dude. That's what I mean, man.
We work with Susan Lordy at 24 Hour Power. We work with Derek Quirk at Revelations.
Yep.
Like
Derek, my man Derek.
We just he was just commenting. We just we show up.
Yeah.
We can take this shit mobile. You know what I mean?
Yep.
We can set it up wherever we have to. Is all I need is internet connection.
Internet connection.
That's
exactly.
it. And some power.
Dude,
But
and that's like cool, man.
When I started this, I had settled into the Ironworkers for a few years, and things were going pretty well financially. But it's like, all right, well, how am I going to give this up? I got the pension, I got this. You know, I'm going to keep going. Now, this is going to be it. No, I got to do something else. So I started reaching out and looking at different things, and then this occurred to me. And I remember when I thought about what I was going to do a podcast on, and there was recovery, and it's just my whole all of hairs in the back of my neck stood up. You know what I mean? It was like, I knew.
Yeah.
Dude,
I
that's
knew
it.
what
Like,
I
you
needed
found
to
your
do.
niche, dude.
And
That's
then,
what I mean.
And then he hits me up and he's like, "Hey, would you want to meet up?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure, no problem." Because we, stay connected and whatever. And he sits down. And I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
let's do it." Had no fucking clue.
Dude, that's
Still
the
don't.
best part, though.
Still
dude.
don't.
No.
But it works. We get it
Yeah, it
done.
works.
Yeah. Dude, and that's like what's cool, man. Is like I said, like you guys like found your niche, dude. Like you did something out of the ordinary, and you had no, dude. That's like that takes a lot when you have no fucking idea what you're doing, and you're trying to like build something.
This dude
new.
spent more time at fucking what is it, Guitar Center or
Yeah.
what was the place?
Best Buy, the Geek Squad.
Yeah.
So like said
Like,
all this craziness.
Exactly.
And
Dude.
Guitar
This is
Center.
what I got. This is what I want to do. What do I need to do?
Yeah.
it?
What do I need
You know
to
what I
buy?
mean? And
What-
this this is all out of pocket. You know what I mean?
Dude,
Like,
and that's so
Yeah.
cool, dude. Though, like, look, like, dude, like, the three of us are sitting here smiling, dude. Like, dude, I don't know about you guys, but like, this shit makes me feel good. I'm
Yeah.
sure you guys are like
Yeah, yeah.
floating right now.
yeah,
too.
exactly.
It's
So-
like that extra, dude. Like, you guys found your fucking niche, dude.
Yeah.
and, like,
So you started the
Yeah, what's-
group. What's the name of the group on Facebook?
the group name's called Protecting Animals of Massachusetts, and dude, same thing. Like, I have no fucking idea what I'm doing, just
Right.
like you
What's
guys.
the hope? What's the hope? What's
So-
your wildest dreams?
Dude, my wildest dreams, like endgame type shit, would be like big non-profit, like being able to shelter animals ourselves.
Until placement.
Yes, exactly, dude.
Nice.
Like I'm talking like dreams, like big farmland, like fucking crazy dog
it ain't
running
crazy,
all over
dude.
the place,
Yeah, it ain't
dude.
crazy.
Like
It ain't.
that's end game. That's like what I would like to like get to eventually, dude. And it's like you guys said, like I have no fucking idea what I'm doing, but all I know is that like you going to like Geek Squad and Guitar Center and shit, like I'm doing the same type of things, like showing up at shelters, like
Right,
taking
right.
pictures of the animals that need homes and like posting them up there and like
Yeah.
networking and like if you didn't know you came to that group and you had a dog you wanted to place and you needed a dog, you guys just linked up through that group. And
Right.
that was like what I made like
There you go.
a big
pretty
deal
cool.
about this group. It was like I mean, dude, if you want to put up pictures of your fucking cat playing piano, dude, like that's cool. Like all that kind of weird shit. Like
Yeah,
whatever, dude,
People
that's
love
cool.
that stuff.
But like I made sure, like when I put up this group, like I said, like the purpose of this group is for people who are looking to surrender animals to avoid putting them in shelters and avoid having them end up with like dudes like Mike Vick
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
and like have them land in somewhere safe, and
Right.
like people who are looking to get animals rather than going to a pet store or like whatever, dude. Like, or if you don't know where to go, come here. Like someone's trying to get like a home for an animal, dude. So like
Yep.
my thing was like organization and trying to get these people and like still running fundraisers and shit on top of that. But like I felt like the first step in like what I'm trying to do is getting people involved, dude, because people working together is big, and I never did that before.
Yeah,
I
making
wasn't
connections.
like a person, like a people
But
person.
but that's the thing. Now you're working with people that feel the same way as you.
Yeah, and it's cool,
Right.
dude.
Like-minded individuals.
Like-minded,
Water
yeah.
sees its
Fucking
own
awesome,
level.
dude.
You know.
And like we got an animal place the other day for the first time,
Nice.
Nice. Very good.
and like, dude, it's awesome, man. Like, dude, like that, like chokes me up, dude. That like that happened because like we all started working together, dude. And like I just think
Exactly.
it could go so far, dude. And like, because I'm so fucking sick of seeing these posts about like this dog got beaten and that dog got this because
Yeah,
with
yeah.
the wrong owners. Like, I just want to see good, like, and that's like become a purpose for me, dude. And like because I have this purpose, dude. Like I'm not thinking about myself constantly.
Right.
Like I'm
Right.
thinking about ways to help and ways to be of service.
Yeah,
I don't have
that's
time to
fantastic.
think about getting high. No, even if I mean like I don't think about getting high anyways, but like I don't have time to think about it. And I don't do everything perfectly. And anytime I speak, I put that out there. And it's not because I want other people to do what I do. It's because like I don't want to come across as like a fucking hypocrite or a liar. Like I don't do everything
Yeah.
I was taught.
Right.
I
Right.
didn't do it the way I was taught. I hung on to a lot of what I was taught, but like I did things my own way, dude, and I didn't do them perfectly. But I know, man, like all I wanted was to like stop going to jail and stop shooting heroin,
Well, I was
Yeah.
told you only have to do one thing perfect, and that's not pick up.
dude.
Right.
And that's it. And
Right.
like that, dude. When I found my boy dead and all that shit, dude, like I didn't think about getting high. Like I didn't think about it because I was like,
Yeah.
just not, no matter what, dude. Just like I'm not fucking getting high. Like I'm done.
Yeah.
Like I was so beaten down. But like this extra shit, like this podcast and the animals thing, and like going to speak at the Brook, dude. Like that is uplifting and that is purpose.
Beautiful things that you
And
can take
It's
advantage
fucking
of.
awesome, dude. It's awesome.
So it's called Protecting Animals.
Protecting Animals of Massachusetts.
All right. And yeah, we
Nice.
can throw a link up in the comments on this video.
Yeah,
Um,
that'd be awesome, dude.
Yeah,
And
man.
anyone that is looking for an animal or to get rid of an animal, his Dave's
Yeah.
tagged in it. Hit him up.
We just started working with like a few different shelters. One in
Yeah.
High Park, one Jamaica Plain, Quincy.
Nice.
And
It's
anyone
taking off.
that's interested in that, reach out to us, or you can reach out to Dave. And anyone that's interested in sharing their experience on this podcast, like we always say,
Please reach out.
Yeah, reach out to us.
Yeah, it's cool, man. This is like an honor to be here, dude. Like this is cool.
Like
We
this is
appreciate
this,
you coming.
we,
No,
we
I
do
appreciate
this
you
for
having me.
Good one.
for people that like can't get to a meeting or need to hear some experience, strength, and hope, but they're at home with their kid or whatever. You know what I mean?
That's
like,
awesome,
yeah.
dude.
You can watch this stuff anytime you want. All you have to
or
do is
listen
go
to
into the
the-
group page, click on photos. All the videos are there. You don't
Yep.
have to scroll through the entire feed.
Or you could
we
listen to the audio podcast.
Yes, at lolterms.com.
We clean up the audio. It sounds real good.
Yeah, it's on Apple Podcast. It's on
Google Play.
everything, Google Play, any podcast platform. Fair to say we're on there.
Yeah.
So
That's awesome.
definitely
dude.
check us out. Hit us up on Messenger here. If you want to come on it and share. And this isn't for just people in recovery. If you are touched by addiction in any way, if you are a first responder, if you are a fucking lawyer, if you are a judge, I don't care what you are.
I'd like to get a psychiatrist or a psychologist on here that specializes in addiction. That'd be cool to
Yeah,
hear.
we've
Child psychologist.
We've had people on here that are not addicted, but their entire life was affected by addiction and by addicts. So, it does not matter if your life is touched by addiction. Reach out to us if you want to share your experience with us.
Thanks a lot for tuning in, everybody.
Thanks for
We
having me,
appreciate it.
guys.
All right,
Love
thanks,
you.
Dave.
Thanks for coming in, Dave.
All right, peace.
Peace. Good shit.